If I had one thing to tell my 21 to 22-year-old self, I'm currently 24, is to take action a lot sooner than you would feel comfortable, right? A lot of us, we love to feel comfortable. We love to feel safe, and we make sure that we've made the right decision. And while there is merit and reasoning to that, if you tend to overthink, if you tend to overanalyze, and you're using comfort as a coping mechanism in order to not make any change in your life, then that's a problem. I would rather, knowing now, I would rather have made the mistakes I have made in my life, as long as it's not atrocious or this deep mistake that you can't go back on. And I'm just reflecting back in my life, and in all aspects of my life, fitness, social, romantic, especially romantic, that's where I had to learn. I'll tell you one story. So back in 2020, before all this, I was addicted to video games. For those of you who are new here, or for those of you who are returning, I'll explain again. I grew up playing video games, socially awkward, didn't know how to talk to girls. I was in the movies, you see the popular kids, dang, how do they talk to girls? Or they're good looking, they dress well. I didn't really care for that until I realized it was kind of important if I wanted to look for a romantic partner in some way. Some people can argue otherwise, but it's as I was finding that out in 2020, that was when I was in college, and then that's when I fell into the red pill trap of, try to game girls, try to hook up with them, kiss them, because I was surrounded by, my friends at that time, they weren't necessarily good influences because I was a hopeless romantic, or at that time I considered myself a hopeless romantic. I placed too much importance in every single interaction from a girl that showed me attention. Anyways, it was, looking back, so cringe. But I was trying to figure out, what is the next step to, how do I was over analyzing every interaction, how do I push and pull with this girl? How do I text a certain way so that she'll text me back, or we can keep the conversation rolling? And it's just it didn't flow naturally. And that at that time, I had to find out. At least I took action. But the thing is, the biggest regret was doing it for the wrong reason, because I was trying to get some. And every interaction I had with the girl, it was with lustful intentions. And that's the only thing I regret. But every other thing that I did, the mistakes that I made, I don't regret them, because I took action. I found out really quickly that was a great mistake, and I corrected immediately. So with anything, romantic, fitness, learning, or doing anything, just do it either way. At the end of the day, you only have one life. No one is truly going to care and remember that experience unless, they're your biggest fan. No one's going to remember a year from now. No one's going to remember 2 years. I don't even remember when my most embarrassing moment was. Only the ones that I truly, deeply regret, in those romantic settings. Or, other social things. Because when you take faster action, obviously try to use your best judgment, but the faster you take action, the faster you get the feedback to improve in order to get better and move forward quicker. Because in order to make progress, right, you have to keep moving. And if you stay stagnant, if you stay stuck, if you choose comfort, if you choose to run away from your thoughts and avoid all that, that's how you stay stuck in this cyclical habit, or a cyclical, the cycle of despair, right? And that's where you'll never truly be free. You'll always leave wondering, what if? And everyone says, well, you hear the quotes say, you don't want to experience what if. You don't want to grow up older and say, what if I did this? What if I did that at this certain age? What if I actually took action and I took that risk? At the end of the day, even if you take that risk, even if it feels scary, and I can't speak for the business stuff, but it's everywhere else in life, like, you get to experience it. You get the opportunity to take that risk in order to, you know, have the opportunity to fail or succeed. You don't know that. A lot of the suffering comes from our own imagination. Like, we fear the unknown until it actually happens. And I'm telling you, man, life is better on the other side when you learn to, like, not only do you learn to take fast action, accept life for what it is. If you make mistakes, that's okay. Maybe obviously be a little more mindful when it comes to more significant decisions, but you're still going to have to inevitably make that decision. And you're only going to get better at the end of the day. There's no losses. There's only wins and lessons. And on the other side of that, paired with discipline, consistency, sticking to your word, finding your bigger why, your purpose, trying to help others around you be a good person, you're going to change your life. Like how I did mine. I went from an incel Asian kid, skinny kid, with no confidence. You know, I didn't really take care of myself physically. I didn't make myself look attractive because I don't care to. Like, I take a little bit of those principles, but I form myself to be a better person, to not be an incel, to be useful. And not like useful as in, I think everybody should be useful. Like, you should have an impact on society, and especially your loved ones and the people that you care. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys later.